Hello, ye lovely people. 'Tis a pleasure to speak to ye lot of which I know not much of any acquaintance. Allow me to introduce myself. My handle being Teutonic Healing Fortress, which is what my channel name is derived from. Heals Teutonic Fortress, as it were, is a simple thing. Childish, really. Well, more so in regards to the origin of it. You see, I once saw my father play Teutons in Age of Empires 2, way back, when I was a small person. Though I know it was not his main civ, it is the one I remember him playing, so it became a core memory of sorts in that manner. He was playing against my older brother, who was playing the Turks at the time. My older brother tended to play always Turks. It was the bane of my own existence, and thus I viewed Turks as the long-term arch-nemesis of the Teutons due to that. I would often treat Age of Empires 2 units as one would action figures or imaginative generals giving speeches to their troops as they patrol the front lines and such. Around that time, I found much fun in some of the campaigns. Of the few I actually played were for Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan. Both I likely never really finished, but would often go through the first scenario or two, which made me rather fond of their intros and stories coming from them. I started playing again back in 2013, and I started up Teutons, and would rarely play any other civilization. On top of that, I would go into the scenario editor and play around with units and the like. Eventually, I would use a formation that's become fond to me, which is the square formation, which, if ever used by most, would be in the early game, with only a few units to keep them close together, and path through the game decently while raiding an opponent's town and villagers. I played around with the number compositions of this square formation with the goal of protecting the monks that would heal my own and ally units on the battlefield without letting enemy units pass through the formation, and thus directly to the monks, where there were a good number of variations that were good. One of the lowest I think that could contain 11 monks was perhaps 18 melee units on their lonesome, but preferred 21 melee units, or to gain some ranged offense capability, adding in 10 ranged units for 11 monks, 10 ranged, 21 infantry. My favorite, however, ended up being a total of 60 units strong, 29 Teutonic Knights in the outer portion, 20 hand cannoneers in the middle-ish portion, and 11 monks on the center-right dab in the middle of the formation itself. Teutonic Knights being a unit with perfect melee defense and decent melee attack and a good amount of health to boot made this formation worth it to me. In the HD edition with the pathing as it was, which wasn't great to say the least, the formation was able to survive many waves of paladins, mounted units of great strength, while being able to recover from a great amount of damage under good pressure from such. This was dubbed by myself to be the Teutonic Healing Fortress formation, which I had by name as then Teutonic Healing Fortress because I loved it very much and would often use it. Later on, I edited my gamer name to be Heals Teutonic Fortress, making the healing portion into a clan tag of sorts, keeping Teutonic Fortress as the main portion of my gamer name. The other reason is that my build began to include more defensive structure beyond the Teutonic Healing Fortress formation, such as a castle in the center of 4 town centers, which began each at one of the 4 corners of the castle itself as a basis of that defensive structure. That would be a general short introduction in regards to the channel itself, and myself to a degree. All that being said, it's a pleasure to greet you, and I will end by saying this. I have many accents. I don't really have an original one I can call my own. I've grown into a tone of voice over the last 3 years, given decent practice while working, so I've gotten more comfortable talking in general. In that regards, which lets me keep my voice on the deepish end. That being said, I currently have the decent ability to edit my own voice. I might even sing for you if it hits my fancy. although I'm not that great at it, and my control while singing tends to be lacking to a degree. Most of my music experience is from playing violin and viola when I was younger for a few years in my late teens. I was born July 3rd, 1992, for those that might wonder how old I am. Yes, I am ancient. And with that, I wish you all a wonderful and blessed day.